we were working to like get back together, and then I was away for a weekend, and I just woke up with a pit in my stomach, and I was like, "What? Like, what did you do last night?" And he said nothing, and I was like, no, my intuition is telling me otherwise. What did you do
Mm-hmm.
last night? Nothing. Well, then I get back to San Diego and I ask him the same question, literally probably like 5 more times, and he looks me in my eyes and tells me like, "No, nothing." And then finally he tells me the truth. He hooked up with someone last night. And like it was things like that, and it just like crushed me.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of All Things Devon, where there's no limits, no filters, honest conversations, and yes, the truth we all can relate to. Now, y'all, this one right here, this is one of those conversations where people have a lot to say, but don't fully understand your perspective. Because watching everything play out, the audience was honestly split. Some people felt like he did everything right, and others felt like something deeper was missing. And that's where the confusion comes in. This wasn't about cheating. This is about something harder to explain. So today, we're not here trying to assume anything, trying to be a little bit messy. Might dive into a little bit of questions, but nothing too crazy, right? We're here to understand your experience and what you're actually feeling. So without further ado, welcome the one and the only Scarlett.
Yay! Happy to
How are
finally
you?
be here.
I know. I feel like it's been so long overdue. We've been trying to make our schedules fit. My girl is
I
booked and
know.
busy, and I'm like trying to get
You are
myself
booked and
together. She was
busy.
well. Yes. How are you
Yes.
doing today?
I'm doing good. I feel like I
Hmm.
am on the come up after like the whirlwind of the last month, but yeah, I'm feeling really
Hmm.
good today.
Now that a lot of the promo and stuff is like really pushed, do you feel like you get to like get back to your regular normal life for a second and just calm down a little bit?
Yes, I feel like this week is actually the first week that I have been home in like 6 weeks. So it's been non-stop, but yeah, I'm this weekend I'm just decompressing and breathing.
So before we even get into relationships, I really do want to understand you a lot more. Can we dive into a little bit of Scar real quick?
Let's do it.
Okay, so growing up, what did love look like for you?
Um, Growing up, my parents met when they were in 1st grade, and they were
Really?
like love yes, and they were like boyfriend and
Wow.
girlfriend in 1st grade, little baby crushes, and then they ended up staying together forever and getting married and having my sister and I, so I always saw like this really strong love. My mom ended up passing when I was in 9th grade, but up
Mm,
until then, like that's like what my version of love that I got to witness, which was so beautiful. And then, I obviously had relationships and heartbreaks and all the things growing up,
mhm.
but overall, I had a really good vision of love.
You feel like you took
Mm.
pieces from what you saw into the relationship that you have now. I feel like that's a better way to
Yeah,
ask
I
it.
feel like through all of the experiences in my life, it's just made me understand people and experiences and everything on such a deeper level.
Mhm.
And I feel like too, I've always been such a lover. And so I just have a lot of love to give.
I wanna get into a little bit of you and Cole. How did you and Cole even meet? Where did it start?
So how I met Cole, I own a marketing agency and he had a tequila company at the time. And someone said, "You have to meet this girl, Scarlett. She should do like your digital marketing for you." And so when we started working together, we were both in relationships and like I never thought anything of Cole. It was just like a business. And then we both went through breakups at the exact same time. And one day Cole
Really?
was like dropping off some product at my house. And I was like, "Wait, who is he?" And then I like staged a night where we were both at the same event, and the rest is
Yeah.
history.
Aw. So,
Yeah.
like, how long have you been together?
Um, we started dating for the first time like over 2 years ago, like two and a half almost.
Like 24?
Yeah. The
Mm.
November of 24.
November 24? Okay, okay, okay. So watching everything play out, I know people were confused. So at first it felt like there was like trust issues, and then there was like a little bit of lies, and then you fully didn't trust them. Then it shifted into something else, and it became more about like emotional depth. So from your perspective, what do you think was actually missing from him?
So on the show, it kind of shows that everything just switched and like the main thing was this like depth. But really, like the main thing from our relationship that really pushed me away was the lies and the trust, and I feel like that too, when you can't trust the person that you're with, that immediately takes away like any depth that there would be because like, the
Mm.
communication's just not there. And so yeah, I think it was just a build up and then there were, different things that happened along the way with the show where I just knew I was like, okay, we are not in a place to go home to where this relationship would be any different than it was when we got here. And the way that we arrived was not good. Like of course we have our intros and we talk about our love, but in reality, like we were fighting for it, like we were really, really struggling leading into the show.
Do you feel like he kind of misunderstood the purpose of like getting to know people? Like, do you feel like he missed that plot there? Because I felt like he closed himself so far. I think he thought the definition of Temptation Island was to not cheat, that he really
Right.
took that to heart. Like he took that ride or die to the grave with him, which is beautiful and
Yep.
cute, but I feel like it kind of robbed him from his chances of actually kind of growing a little bit. It kind of stunted him.
Yeah, totally. I think that, I mean, yeah, I think he was just probably so on edge of like cameras and what is Scarlett gonna see to where she might think that I'm doing something that I'm not. And so I think he was just hyper aware of, like you said, the no cheating, but when in reality, it's like we weren't gonna cheat. Like that's just not in our nature. And,
Uh-huh.
we signed up to go on this show. So like you have to
Mm-hmm.
put yourself into the experience and like talk to people and like look inward and see like what's working, what's not working, maybe get other opinions. And I think that like, and I know he was just doing his best, but I do feel like there was probably some missed opportunity there.
No, for sure, for sure. So speaking of like on that aspect, did y'all have like any like non-negotiables before y'all like okay, love, this is what we're not gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. Like, what were some of the like those ground rules that y'all had to set in place before even walking into the island?
I mean, we were just obviously very stern on nothing physical.
It would
Yeah. Like
that would have been.
be done, done. Like there's no, yeah. So I mean, that was really it. Like, we had the conversation prior to going on the show, and I said, this is going to be hard, like it's
Mhm.
going to be a hard experience. And I said, but let's just like lean into it and get as much out of it as we can. Like, let's really grow. And that was kind of the goal.
Mm. And no, so I want to go back just a little bit because I feel like it just settled in my head. So you said when I asked you the question about how love looked like for you, and you mentioned how I think you said one of your parents passed away.
Hmm.
How did you process that? And did you feel like, in a sense, you leaned onto, or do you feel like that still stays with you, and you kind of like leaned that onto Cole a little bit? How did that develop and work for you?
Um, I mean, that was 2011. So, it's been some time and I don't think I ever lean on Cole about it. Of course, like it gets brought up in conversation sometimes, but really not a whole lot. My sister and I lean on each other a lot when we're having, hard moments about it, just because we were there. We were in it together. So, like, that's the only person that would truly understand.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, I feel like it still weighs on me, and I think too, though, losing my mom is something that pushed me down like the path that I've been on, which is like, self-discovery and like faith and growth and just like all of, the things. I don't think I would be the same person I am today without, such a hard experience.
No, for sure. I definitely admire that. You know how like some people like they throw themselves in the gym and they can use it as a coping mechanism or they it could just be a happiness goal for them. How do you see the gym for you? Like how do you use it?
For me, I just feel my best. I operate my best in every area of my life when I have my fitness dialed, you know? And I mean, it's not only the gym, but it's also eating healthy and like I
Hmm.
just perform in all areas. And so I feel like for me, the gym is just an all around feel good piece of my life. And also, yeah, I mean, I feel like it probably is too like an outlet, because I just recently had an injury where I wasn't able to go to the gym and I felt like I was going insane. So,
Really?
yes,
I know that's right. My girl be in the gym, y'all. My girl be in the gym.
always.
I need to like hop on one of your workout plans and then come back with results.
Come to San Diego, get a workout in with me.
A little one too, a little content on the side too.
Yes, of course.
Yes. Okay. So I want to break the ice just a little bit more. I did this with all the cast so far, so I want to I want to switch it up really quick because I've been, we've been getting a little bit deep. So I want to like I've been asking these three questions to the cast, and I just want you to answer and don't think, just answer. Okay.
Okay, ready.
So okay, who on the cast should not be in a relationship right now out of the couples?
Oh, God.
Trust me, I'm very curious what your answer is because I will say everybody's answer was identical. Like score off the board, everybody's answers was identical.
I would say, oh, I mean, it's between two, obviously.
I said don't think.
Okay, I'm gonna say
It's
Sid and
all love
Mikey.
at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You said Sid and Mikey?
Yes.
Okay. It has to be one person though.
Oh, okay. Mikey.
Mikey. Okay.
Or
If
maybe Jack.
everyone said Jack.
Yeah.
Everyone said Jack. So if this was your daughter, okay, so if you're a parent, if this is your daughter or your sister, who are you telling them to stay away from?
Um, the whole cast.
That literally at this point went as far as way.
As far as you can from anyone on Temptation Island.
Okay, last one. Cause this answer, everybody had this answer as the same. Who on this cast do you think gets away with the most and nobody calls them out?
Out of singles and couples.
You can pick one of each.
Okay. Um, Couples, maybe Cheyenne. Singles, maybe Chris.
Oh, I can see that. I can see that. I can see that. I really can see that
Yeah.
though. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that though. I just filmed with him yesterday too. Yeah, I can see. I could totally see that.
I
You know,
love
you're not
Chris,
wrong.
by the way.
No, we love. It's all love, y'all. It's all
We,
love.
yes.
Okay, so that was fun. Okay, you're gonna see a whole clip with everybody saying this. I'm gonna ask one
Oh,
question. I'm gonna get
cute.
everybody's answers.
Love.
Okay. So just jumping back in just a little bit. I know we talked about again. You kept saying about he lacked emotional depth, but sometimes I felt like he was opening up at times, but it really honestly was not to you. He was like really pouring his heart out to his bros and his friends versus directing that energy towards you. So I want to ask you, do you feel like your issue wasn't that wasn't opening up, but that he wasn't opening up to you?
So I have two things to say on this.
Hmm.
One is everyone is like he was showing you so much effort and depth and growth. Why did you not leave with him at the end? And I'm like, babes, that's not the bonfire clips I was seeing. Like I saw completely different to where it was him just like sitting in a bedroom not talking to anyone. So I'm not being shown any growth, any depth, nothing.
Mm. So it was
So
clip.
yes. So there
Wow.
were some bonfires where it was just totally different. And so it's like you want me to make my decision based off of what you're seeing, but that's not even what I saw. The other thing I will say is like at the final bonfire when there was,
Mhm.
like that deeper conversation, it was a lot of things that I feel like I had said and then they were just like spit back out. And it was also a lot of things that I had heard before and we had still been in the same cycle. So it just wasn't really anything new.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense because I was like, a lot of the fans were like raving about and saying like, "Oh my goodness, she keeps saying depth in three, like depth in like so many different fonts. Like, what does she actually mean by emotional
Yeah.
depth?" And I feel like
Yeah.
that. I'm glad that she can debunk that finally because I feel like
Yes.
I was like, I think I don't know. I feel like this is a little clear. I feel like my girl has a lot. She has a lot more emotional intelligence than what y'all think. So.
Yeah. I feel like there was so much like left out. Like some of the best conversations,
Mhm.
just aren't
Like, what's
shown.
one
But
of like what's a conversation like that you feel like should have been shown that wasn't?
I mean, there were just a lot between the girls and I, between Bradley and I that like we talked about so much. We talked about the ins and outs of everything, but all you see is just me saying like I need depth and then that's clipped in there a million times and it's like that's
Mhm.
just not it.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I totally understand. So, like, getting almost into you and Bradley, how was that connection for you? Did you get butterflies? Did things feel fresh for you?
Bradley was such an amazing friend for me. And, from the jump, I picked him on a whim for date 1. And then we just had great conversations and he
Mhm.
like understood my situation and like he just like really understood me. And so he'd be like, okay, I see what you mean. And then he would like walk me through it. He would challenge me. He would push me, and be like, okay, well, do you do this in the relationship? And so I feel like for me, I got the most out of that friendship. And, he's just who I ended up gravitating towards. And I'm so
Mhm.
grateful that he was there, because I feel like he really made the experience what it was for me.
Mhm. So, what is one thing that you said that you feel like you grown as your time with him was progressing?
I feel like a big thing throughout that friendship was it just brought me back to Scarlett and made me like remember the things that truly are important to me that I had been neglecting in my relationship.
Mm.
And
And
so
what
it
was
was
that?
eye opening. So it was the things like the way that we communicate, the hate to say this word, but the depth, the just like pieces of me too that I felt like even like my spirituality and just like not really being understood on like those levels. But then and I think I had just been pushing them to the side for so long that I forgot how important they were to me. And then when I was there and I was like,
Mm.
okay, like, wait, these things like are non-negotiables, you
They're
know?
matter. They do matter, and I would completely relate with that with you because I also was like, I have been in a situation or like a time like that where I feel like I was putting my spirituality to the side to accommodate
Yeah,
someone else's needs. And it's like, when
right,
you think about it, you have to figure out, you have to center yourself back and was like, who was I before the relationship? Of course, we all grow into a different version of ourselves, but
right.
those things were non-negotiable to you. Why did you budge and buffer when somebody else
Yeah,
entered your life? They should be an addition, not a hindrance of you.
totally. And I feel like honestly, those pieces of me are what make me the best version of me. So like I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to, push those away.
Mhm. Mhm. If you don't mind me asking, what's your spirituality?
Um, so it's been a roller coaster. Um,
No judgment.
growing up, no, yeah, growing up, I was, church every Sunday and just like leaned on my faith for everything. And then when my mom passed, that's who took me to church every Sunday. And so I really didn't go to church again for like years. And then when I was in
Mm.
college, I just like felt this new sense of connection to just like the universe, everything as a whole in that way. And fast forward now, I say both. Like I say universe, I say God. It's like I think at the end of the day, it is all the same thing. It is one higher power energy that, you know, like I really feel
Whatever fits your needs, whatever makes you feel centered, do that, you know?
100%.
Mhm,
Exactly. Yes. It's like
mhm. I
if it is something that you feel like you can lean on it. Whatever that is
mhm,
for you, it's all the same. Like we're
mhm.
all talking about the same thing here. However you
Exactly.
need to talk about
Mhm.
it or call it, like that's okay. But like I just hope you have something that you can lean on.
Do you feel like, which is a good question because I feel like this can also answer the same depth question too as well. Did you feel like you and Cole had the same spirituality? Because I feel like a lot of things that really hurt a relationship is that if y'all are not on the same page. I've been through
Yeah.
that and I was not on the
Yeah.
same page and it kind of felt like I was pushing away from my individual. So was that kind
Yeah.
of in relations with you and Cole at times?
So Cole is religious and, everything. And I feel like when it came to, because like there's like certain experiences throughout my life where I'm like, you just can't explain that. There's one explanation and it's the, bigger picture out there. And I think I've just had like so many really crazy spiritual experiences like that. And so I feel like maybe there was a disconnect there. But when it comes to like both of us, like believing in a higher power, no, like we pray together at night and I feel like
Mm.
we have like some of the same views and also some missing pieces there.
I feel like those are
Yeah,
things in a relationship that people don't talk about, that not everything is going to be in one accord. If we all lived in the
right.
perfect world and we all had the same personality, then life would be boring, you know? Life wouldn't have
Totally.
its spark, life wouldn't have its like uniqueness and individuality. So it's like those are things that of course you need to like you just work through as a relationship. Relationships are not easy. Like of
No,
course they should
they're
feel
not.
easy, but they do have the hardships. That's why they say till death do us part, or like what do they say, through the
Yeah.
ups and downs or lows, whatever they call it.
Yes. Yeah.
Like they really do say that for a reason. they say
Yeah.
that
No,
they say that for
it
a
takes
reason.
work. Yeah, it does. But I feel like,
Mhm.
you just have to choose like which relationships are worth the work and then go from there.
Did you ever feel alone while being with him at times in the relationship?
He's honestly such a great support system. Like
Mhm.
he's always been nothing but like my biggest fan and my biggest supporter and right there for me whenever I need it, whatever I need. I feel like he's never lacked showing up. Maybe I've
Mm.
felt alone just because I have felt like disconnected at times, and
Mhm.
like throughout the lies and the dishonesty, like I was really hurt. And
Mm.
I feel like in those moments I did feel alone and I just felt like really distant, because like that can kill a relationship. So,
Mhm. Mhm. I mentioned too as well. Like actually I want to put these cards. I want to talk off the dome real quick. Like I want to. I really want to talk off the dome real quick. Okay, so like no, I feel like I'm actually having. I feel like when I'm talking to people, don't realize when I have a conversation with people, I actually am like listening to you because I'm learning
yeah.
too as well, just as much as
Yeah.
you. So like something I really wanted to ask like too as well because like basically in the relationship with you with Cole, and what was some of like actually no, I want to switch it around. He said that I think it was at the last bonfire that he interpreted like the reason why he lied is because he didn't want to. Was it to upset you, or is that what he said?
He
Um,
said I lied because I didn't feel like
I didn't feel like
I
a safe
owed
space.
you. I think he said because he didn't feel like he owed me I don't know. Throughout it, he was saying I lied because I didn't feel like I owed her the truth, which for me, I'm like, if you're trying to be with someone, I think you should always tell the truth. But um, he might have said like, because I'm scared to lose you or something. I don't recall.
Mm, I forgot to, but I want to ask with lies, do you feel like that's almost equating to cheating?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it definitely did a lot of damage. It destroyed all foundation of our relationship, and that's not something that's easy to build back. And, it would be one thing if it was like one or two, but it was that it was ongoing. And, I think that
Mm,
he has put in a lot of work and he's like the transparency is like really showing up now, but it's still like
mm-hmm,
there was so much. And so, and again, like lying is a big deal. Like, especially when it's over things that aren't just like little whatever, it's like these were significant things that would come up. And yeah, I don't know. It's been tough to navigate for sure.
like, what is like, okay, if you're comfortable sharing, like, what is an example? Like, if you can walk us through, like, a bit, like, a lie that would happen and how things would, like, how the conversation would go between you guys, how the dynamic would go between y'all. And because if these were ongoing things, that means they were never resolved. They obviously kept going. So I want you to kind of, like, walk me through how a lie would go and how you would go about it.
So there's a lot of examples, but I'll just like give one. And because it was kind of like repetition every time. So it
Mm-hmm.
would be like we we were working to like get back together and
Mm-hmm.
we're hanging out all the time, And then I was away for a weekend and I just woke up with a pit in my stomach. And I was like, what did you do last night? And he said nothing. And I was like, no, my intuition is telling me otherwise. What did you do
Mm-hmm.
last night? Nothing. Well, then I get back to San Diego and I ask him the same question, literally probably like five more times. And he looks me in my eyes and tells me like, no, nothing. And then finally he tells me the truth. He hooked up with someone last night. And like it was things like that. And it just like crushed me. And yeah.
Girl, I've been there.
And
I've
so
been
I think
there.
what it was is to, it got to a point where he was like, well, because I would have to ask like multiple times to get the right answer. And so then it's like, you're literally training me to like question you
Mm-hmm.
more than once.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I feel like I
Yeah.
never get the right answer the first time. And so that's how it was. All that being said, I'm putting it out there because, I've already talked about it on the reunion and stuff. And like we did put our relationship out there, but like I also want to say I have seen so much growth recently and like true transparency. Like even over little things, he's just like, want you to know this and it feels good. I feel like he actually is like
Mm-hmm.
seeing it now and understanding like how
Yeah.
important that foundation is.
It is. Because I feel like people don't understand the foundation of any relationship is communication. Without that, I
Yeah.
guarantee you 100%, not even 99%, it would not last. It's
Yeah.
not gonna last at all. I
Right.
I do want to ask you too as well, like, because I dealt with it a very different way. Because we went through the same situation practically. How did you cope? What was your coping? Because girl, I was falling out. like,
Oh, me
I
too.
couldn't. Like, I
Me too.
couldn't. Like,
I
what was your
mean,
coping?
God, there's been so many different, times, and so I've handled it differently. Um, honestly, like, there was a point where I just completely had to take space. And I
Mm,
was like, no, like I can't do this for like my mental health anymore. I just can't do this at all.
mhm,
And then other times, it would be like it's just because he would turn around and be like, it won't ever happen again, this and that. And me being the lover girl, like I said, I was just like trusting that it wouldn't happen again. And, I don't
mhm,
know. Sometimes it just takes hitting like rock
mhm,
bottom and yeah.
mhm. No, I completely understand. And I feel like for me, like, it kind of made me, I don't know, I feel like some people do this, but it's like, I don't think I was ever insecure, but I feel like after that, I felt like, I felt insecure. I was like, what am I doing wrong? Is it the features of my body? Like, what am I doing? Like it made me nitpick of like, what am I doing? Like, what is wrong? And then like it made me really question myself so much. And then I
Oh,
just had to get to a point like where it was like, no, like you gotta like get out of it. Like I got to a point where it's just like
yeah,
you just really gotta get out of it. You gotta like for me, I threw myself into work. Like for me, when I threw
yeah,
myself into work, I ended up becoming the best version of myself
yeah.
at all times. And then I was
I
like,
love that.
I was also thinking too as well, it's like the version of me who I was back then, I can't get it back, but I can create a better version now. So, what are the steps necessary to take it? And I feel like me, I dived into my faith. I started going to church a lot more and just like, or at least when
Aw,
I can. And I was like, let me just like sit. Like, I remember like 2 weeks ago, I had to like just, when I was like going through something, I just had to like, I was like, I don't feel like doing anything. I don't feel like getting dressed. I wear like a hoodie. I wear like, just, regular Jordans. And I was like, let me just sit in the back of the church and just soak in the presence. That's literally what
I
I did.
love
I just sat
that.
there and I was like bawling my eyes out. And I was like, you know what?
Yeah,
Things like these things need to happen. Like these things need to
yeah,
happen. Like I'm not an emotional person at all. So it's like I just need to just sit there. And I know that when you sit in a presence that's so positive, it's gonna come out, you know?
yeah. It really is so
Mhm.
contagious.
Mhm. And that's like I feel like that's the parts that people don't show. Like there is gonna be different signs of emotion. One day you're gonna be happy. The next hour I'm gonna be like, girl, I'm that bitch. Like, yeah, like
Yeah.
there's gonna be so much there's gonna be so much range of emotion that goes on. But to know that we're both individuals of things that things happen in life, we still are here.
Yeah.
Like we're still
Yes.
here doing our thing and we're showing our best versions of ourselves
Yes.
constantly over and over and showing up for ourselves over and over again. And every day is
You're
not
my
going to be
favorite.
really. Stop.
Yes.
Stop.
I
No, because I feel
swear.
like I don't think I was. I don't think I ever opened like that. Really, I don't. I don't. But I feel like you give that safe space, like to just
Yeah.
really just
Oh.
talk about different things. And I feel like I don't know. Like you just give that warmth. Maybe it's just like you
Oh.
have a very
I
nurturing
appreciate
spirit.
that. Oh,
Hmm.
thank you.
Yeah, of course. Like we're badasses. I don't care what anybody says. If anybody's not treating us right, somebody else would. I know we would.
100%.
So,
Yes.
hmm
Yeah.
yeah. I almost shed a tear, and I was like, "Reel it back in, reel it back in."
Ah, bringing out the emotions.
I was like, "Hold on, pause." No, but just like to almost close it out a little bit. Um, well, actually, just a little bit, but I want to talk about this next topic. Let's reel it back in. um, the journal. I forgot. Yes, the journal was a big thing. I used to
It
journal
was.
myself. I don't play about my journal. I tell people do not touch my stuff. So when
Same.
you cross that boundary, first of all, actually, let's go back. What was the ground rules? Give me your perspective and how you felt.
Um, he just walked in the back door.
Yeah.
Hi. Sorry, I'm not done just yet, but you're fine. Okay, so we're on the journal topic, by the way. He just walked. Okay, so basically we yeah, so when we were at home, because he had just moved in with me like a prior going to the
Yeah.
island. And
Mhm.
so that was like one of the things that I had said, was like, don't ever go through my journal. Like that is just my sacred place. And so that's what I was talking about at the bonfire when I said like that is my number one rule. And he knew that, and that's why you even see him like hesitate at when he's in my bedroom on at the villa. And he's like, wait, should I do this? What if it's on camera? What if it's clipped at a bonfire? And because he knew like that's just don't do that.
Mm. So did he actually read it?
He did.
Uh, damn. Did you?
But I didn't think that he did. I was
I
convinced.
remember you were like flabbergasted.
Yes, and I even told production, I was like, he did not read my journal. And I was like, there is no way. I know he would not do that. He knows what that means to me, and he knows that we're here for trust. He's not just going to break the trust like that. And they were
Mm,
like, like, we can't say anything, but like, Scarlett, we would not make it look like something happened if it didn't. And I was just
that's
like, okay,
alive.
then show me at the next bonfire. Yeah. I was like, then show me at the next bonfire if he actually did it. And they didn't show me that at the bonfire. So I was like, see, he did not read my journal. I was like, had full faith that he didn't do it. And then when
Hmm.
we get to the final bonfire and he says that he did it, and I was like,
I'd have
that
been
in that
livid.
moment, that's when I was just like, oh,
Oh yeah, I don't know. Did you feel like in a sense that in that moment that kind of changed how you saw the relationship completely? Like, did it make you like want to just like I'm done?
I was just already there was another clip at one of the bonfires that I was shown, which I'm not even gonna repeat because it wasn't on the show, but I was just like, can't, like, I knew the trust wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
And um, then, yeah, there were just some things that I had seen where I was already like pretty pissed. And then when the journal thing came out at the end, I was just like, nothing's changed. Like,
Mm-hmm.
nothing has changed.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, because I was like, once again, he kept focusing so much on not cheating and closing himself on from other individuals and ladies that he kind of robbed himself from the experience. But
Yeah.
I love to see how like you're speaking so highly of him now. It's like been like 9+ months since the show. So like what are some of the like you've been saying some of the things that he's been doing? Like he's been showing up for you, he's been very more like communicative. Like what's your love language? Are you like a you seem
Yeah.
like are you like a words of affirmation girly? Are you like touch? Like
I
what's
do
your
like
love?
I love physical touch. I love quality time.
Mhm.
Um, Words of affirmation, yes, more so just better communication.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I have several.
Yeah, I think no, mine's is quality time when I have
Yeah.
time, of course.
Yeah. Quality
Yeah.
time is like so important.
It's like I don't know. It's just I feel like I've like looked up a study where it's just like just being in the room with someone just raises your dopamine. Just you don't have to say
Yeah,
anything at all. It just raises the dopamine.
right.
I'm just like, yeah.
That's us
Hmm.
like every night. We cook dinner together, and then after dinner we'll both just like chill in the living room. I'm typically like doing some work on my laptop, whatever, but as long as we're like both in the same room, we're like happy.
Mm. So like as like so since y'all are more open and transparent, there's like some relationships that have like a different type of like openness and transparency. Do you guys have each other's passwords? Like y'all can just like grab his phone and just like look at something real quick, or is that like you know what? Let's just keep that separate.
No, we're pretty open with everything.
That's good.
Yeah,
Woo! That's
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. No,
Because
I
some
feel like,
relationships are like you know you're not going through my phone at all.
yeah,
I'm like
I,
that's
I feel like I mean, I've always, I feel, been a pretty open book. Like, I'm just like, oh, this happened, this, whatever.
same,
It's just kind of how I am.
same.
I just, I share it
Let
all.
me let me find out if I'm my twin flame,
Yes.
the girl version of
Yeah,
me, literally.
I think so.
So, one last final thing I want to ask you, because at the end of the day, you didn't leave because of cheating. You left because something was missing. Did you feel like that missing thing was completed today or it's improving?
Yes, I think it is absolutely improving. And I feel like, on- once we've started communicating better, like I think that just brings us closer. And
Mm-hmm.
so I feel like we're definitely in a better place than we've probably ever been in. And it's crazy to think that maybe something like Temptation Island put us here,
I
but sometimes it
know.
takes like
Mm-hmm.
super hard experiences and maybe like being put under a microscope and like really having to just like, okay, face all of these things head on and really understand like what each person needs from one another and being willing to make those changes on each side.
Completely, completely. So I always do this with my guests before they leave. I always ask them to leave a quote for them to just for the guests, just just to see one day and wake up and be like, I am that person. So if you can leave a quote or it's just something that we all can take away with, I can take away with, and I do want to.
Everything is okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end.
Mm. You ate that.
I love that one.
You ate
It's
that.
one of my favorites.
If you ate that. You ate that. I have a generic one, but I'm not gonna say because I feel like I say too much on the podcast. So I have a new one. I'd probably say sometimes the hardest part isn't losing someone, it's realizing you were loving them harder than you were loving yourself.
Love that. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Well, thank you so much. I love you. You're so cute.
I love you. You're the best.
Of course. Oh my goodness. I hope we can see each other one day. And California, I've never
Yes.
been. So once I go, you have to show me
Come
the
on.
great Cali. I'm
Ready
down.
for you.
Oh my
Yay.
goodness. Well, thank you so much for
Yay.
being on this podcast. Thank you for giving me some time. And most importantly, thank you for like seeing a vision with me. The fact that you were open arms, you're like, let's do this. Let's just find the schedule and the timing. And we finally had it done. I really
Yeah.
don't take anything for granted. And I love you so much.
Oh, I love you so much. Thank you.
So, y'all, wasn't that just a great conversation, honestly? We got into so much depth. I know, y'all, like, I'm tired of that word. If I hear it one more time, I know. But we got into so many things that really felt like it was healing me internally that I didn't even know. I always say God works in mysterious ways, but really, is it mysterious? Because, I mean, I expect the unexpected. But if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll catch you on All Things Day One. Bye, y'all.